right. Welcome to Intentional Queen Podcast, Journey to Restoration with Janine. This is, wow, we're in, I think, the 105th episode. We out here doing big things. We're over 20,000 downloads. Y'all have been serving me. I have been doing the I Choose Me Queen series. Last time y'all heard Tia come on, but today I got another special one with you. I got Pauline with me. So let's just give y'all some background and set the stage because I'm so excited. So I Choose Me started off as my book, y'all. Y'all know I put that book out February of 2024, where hundreds of copies sold. We're now global. I am blessed to say that women are being transformed and even some men. So that became, now I have the I Choose Me Bootcamp. That is the 90-day coaching experience with me, where I have women in the current cohort that are rebuilding confidence, they're beating burnout, and they're coming up with a personalized roadmap so they never lose themselves again. They are making wins even at every week. But I got Pauline with me. Pauline has been with me, I want to say, Pauline, 2.5 years, maybe 3 years. You have been coaching with me. And I just want to say, having you on the podcast today is going to be a blessing. I'm going to bring her on and we're going to just have a candid conversation about how it feels that she now knows how to choose herself. So come on, Pauline, come on in here with me. I'm so grateful for you to be here. How you doing?
I am doing good. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm just so excited because people don't even know. I have not seen you in a little bit, so it feels good to reconnect with past
Mhm.
clients and just see them winning and knowing where they started. Tia last time talked about how she was coming into the calls crying. We had a little emotional moment on the live. And so today I just want whatever is supposed to be for the women that needs to hear this, for it to come through both of us and just feel comfortable to share how we can empower others. Because like I said, it's about inspiring for impact. So I'm just grateful. Let's just start with that.
Mhm.
So, what I want to do before we get started, Pauline, is tell me, what was life like before coaching, or like what was you struggling with? What were some things that was going on?
You want me to go back there, huh?
Just a little bit, just for the streets, just a little bit. It don't gotta be too, but just for a little
Ah,
bit. Tell us what it
um,
looked like.
Before I met Janine, I was struggling so much with mom guilt. I had I was overwhelmed with my business. And I just felt like I wasn't meeting the standard. I don't know whose standard I was trying to go by, but I was just trying to check the woman of the year business, the mom of the year, the wife of the year, and I felt like I wasn't checking none of them. I was just really struggling with guilt, not being present enough, being tugged and pulled in so many directions. So yeah, so that's where I was before I met you. And I think if anyone at the moment, at that time, were to ask me, how's it going, I probably would have just broke down because I was just that I was just that emotional and just feeling like, Lord, give me something.
Yeah, I remember meeting you at a conference. This is why I tell
Hmm.
people about networking. We were networking
Yes,
as
baby.
entrepreneurs. So it
Hmm.
wasn't even for you be like, come on into my coaching. It was just you were sharing about some things. And I
Hmm.
said, Queen, I've been there. Come on through. Come slide through. And we met up at dinner, and then that was it. We set up the schedule when you came in as a powerhouse, and then you coached with me one-on-one for a while,
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
years. And so I want people to know it is hard when we having the mom guilt and being the strong friend
Hmm.
of letting people help us, but just sharing our story. You was very vulnerable in our entrepreneur setting that
Hmm.
allowed for me to show you that I've been there and I've done that.
Hmm.
Because losing myself, as I tell people, I've hit burnout twice and almost had a stroke. Like, it is very important that we take care of ourselves, but it's very common that we feel guilty or resentment in
Hmm.
that space and trying to balance it all, and you really can't balance. Like, what I've learned is change balance to the word harmony,
Yes.
because with you, I'm going to coach you on that wheel of life. We're going to
Hmm.
go through and see where you are, and it's
Yeah.
really that everything may not be a 10, but it may be shifted each month or however we were doing it. We just worked on creating harmony for that season or that time.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what would you say was some breakthroughs that you had during coaching? So you told me where you started. We started working together. where did you get to? What was some of the aha moments that you had in coaching that you think are still serving you today, and even when you had your aha?
I've had so many aha moments with you, Janine, like so many. One of them was just how I tend to complicate things in my mind, and you would always simplify it for me. So one of the things you helped simplify was the just put it on the schedule. Like I didn't I focused so much on work, so I would put work activities on schedule. I would put appointments on schedule, but put me time on the schedule. Putting just, kid time on the schedule. Put my kids on the schedule saying, "Hey, give mommy 30 minutes. Let's put this thing here, that 30 minutes until it's up. Don't come bother me unless it's an emergency." Um the scheduling, the helping me to prioritize my relationship with my husband. I know it sounds like, what do you mean prioritize? When you go, and you have young kids, I have, a 5 and a 7-year old, literally go to work, come home, take care of the kids. And after that, we're passing out. And
Mhm.
so you've given me, tips to, okay, put the date night on the schedule. Because before then, we weren't putting date nights on the schedule. It's like, okay, well, we talked about it. We wanted to do it. It just never happened because if it's not on the schedule, a conference come up, I'm there. Something for the kids, I'm there. Birthday party, I'm there. And so we didn't get to, we weren't intentional about getting together. So you really helped me with that. I came in for mindset coaching, child. You were helping with all the wheels of my life, including marriage. Another thing, another aha moment I had, oh my God, I was I was in a slump, and and I was like, "Oh, I'm just feeling unmotivated, I just, and you were like, yeah, I don't believe you're unmotivated. It's being masked by overwhelmed and different things like that." And that was a huge aha moment because I didn't realize how
Mhm.
other things can come in
Mhm.
mass and cloud what's really going on. So it makes me think that, oh, I'm just, I'm not motivated right now. And you're like, no, it's something else. And there was another time where I really wanted to hit a goal in just my business. And I said, "Oh, I want to do this by this time." And I remember we got together, we had a coaching that night. Usually our coaching sessions in the morning, and we had a coaching that night. And you pretty much, I got on the call, you're like, "Okay, what's going on? Your energy's down." And I was like, "Well, I'm doing this. I think it was like a Thanksgiving sale promo, whatever." And I was like, "I'm doing this promo, I'm doing this sale, and I'm not hitting these numbers." And you're like, "Well, what are you trying to get to?" I said, "Man, it would really be nice to hit 10K." And I think I wasn't even halfway there. And you were like, "Well, Pauline, you quickly switched to work mode. Like, here's some things you can do. Did you send out an email? You started coaching me just with my business?" And literally by that night, I hit that doggone number. I said, "Lord, Janine knows just how to get in there and just really shift your mindset." Because I knew what to do. I know how to do it. But when your mindset is clouded by other things, and my mindset, I couldn't think beyond what the basic. I went, did my little, got behind the chair, and then I came home and I'm like, "Well, guess I won't hit these numbers." I had a blockage, and you helped me, one, remove that blockage mindset. And once that was cleared, you were able to coach me through the other things. And by midnight, I was able to hit that 10K,
Mm.
10K day.
Ooh,
And that was
listen,
something different for me because that was my first time hitting a 10K in a day.
I'm clapping because coaching, we be clapping for ourselves. I remember that day. Yeah, that's one thing I want people to understand about our life and our mental. I tell you that mental load, even when we
Yes.
first met on our first call, I made you brain dump. It was just that simple. I was like, listen, we can
Hmm.
rate brain dump. Let's just start where you are.
Hmm.
And then when you talked about the overwhelm, I think that time, because that was a while back, because we've been together a long time, it
Hmm.
was about procrastination. how it's masking. Because when I coach with you, I want to know what's your overwhelm score and what's your
Mm-hmm.
productivity score. And I think your aha moment was like, I'm procrastinating because I got all this to do. And then me and you just came up with a roadmap right there. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we create the roadmap, then it frees us up to do family time or to do other stuff. And we're overachievers. We want things. We're both business owners. We're both doing big things. And one thing I started to recognize, even in my sabbatical right now from nurse anesthesia, is it is so important to have family too, like carbon
Yes.
in. And so I
Ooh.
remember you saying to me, even with the date night, but even when I was like, so what you gonna do for yourself? So whether it was gonna be walking or you doing
Mm-hmm.
your journaling at night with your teacup, like it was like, we're going to make sure you're getting refilled because
Mm-hmm.
it's going to flow over on our families and even our business. So, I mean, wow, those were some big aha moments that I'm just so proud of you because I just remember where you started and I just see so much growth and your business is skyrocketing as well. What people don't know, like you had your first lockpreneur event, so now you've had two. But when we
Mm-hmm.
started, you was prepping for that. And when we start choosing ourselves more, we can just we can
We
just do
can do
so
more.
much.
We
We
can
can
do
just do
more.
so much. We can do so much. So when I'm looking at you, I'm like, yup. She was like, we gonna get this money. We gonna take care of these family. I'm gonna go on some trips. Like I'm proud. It's like that proud moment where I just know because everybody know I'm private. Like I don't be putting people's business out there, but I know. And when I see you shining, hmm,
Yeah.
that just makes my
Yeah.
heart melt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were very supportive, very helpful, and you just provided a lot of clarity because the enemy will have you think that you're not clear, you don't know what you're doing, make you feel like you need to sit down somewhere. You don't need to be showing up, but you just providing that clarity and helping remove those blockage, it just gives you room and freedom to do, and it's easier to do when you're clear,
Yes.
you know so.
Mhm. Yeah, because when we keep talking about clarity, to me, it just keeps reminding us of burnout normally is because we're not clear. We're taking on too much. And, I love to
Hmm.
give you your word of the year. You choose it, but that's our compass and bounding up in choosing
Hmm.
us, but holding people accountable to what we're trying to do. Because when we teach people how to treat us, it makes it even easier for us for boundaries because we
Yeah.
don't become as overwhelmed because we know how to deal with them now and they know what
Hmm.
we expect because we telling them this is an expectation for me in my
Hmm.
family, in my business, in whatever I'm doing,
Yep.
and role modeling that for our kids. I love that. That's very important. I'm always
That's the
talking about
important piece.
yes, yes,
Hmm.
teaching them by doing. All
Yep.
right, so let's move on to something else. You said a word, and that's part of my business. But what does intentional mean to you when you said being intentional? And then I'm going to have you say, what does I choose me mean to you?
Being intentional, what does it mean? It's just, as women, we're going to feel a lot of things. I know I do. When it comes to me being intentional, is not allowing my emotions, not allowing the outside things affect the things that I need to do. So me being intentional, me showing up regardless of how unmotivated I might feel, regardless of what outside is looking like. You've created a space where you help me to think beyond, even when you're like, okay, I said, even when I tell you I want to work out, and you're like, okay, what do you like to do? I'm like, I like to go walking. And you're like, okay, did you walk? I'm like, no, it was raining. She's like, well, can't you walk inside? Being intentional, regardless of what the outside, what's regardless of what's going on in the outside. So just really debunking those emotions, not ignoring them, but saying that I'm going to show up for myself regardless. I am going because I'm counting on myself. Other people are counting on me. So being intentional to me equates to showing up.
That's good. Now tell me what I choose me means because you have been through the coaching and even have the book. You've been around a while. So
Yes, I read
now
the
you know
book,
what
did
you
the
know. What that mean
coaching.
for you?
I choose me means it's okay to say no. It is okay to pour into me and not feel guilty about it. Cause I be wanting to do stuff for me, but I'm like, oh, I'm a mom. I shouldn't do this. Or what do I look like doing that if I don't do this for the kids first or whatever it is? But it's choosing me. It's okay to say no. It's okay. Oh, and the biggest thing, Janine, that you helped me to understand, rest. It's okay to rest. I would feel so guilty resting. If I watch a TV show, I'm like, oh, I'm a whole business owner. I'm a mom. What I'm doing watching TV, I don't have time for that. And you were like, it's okay to rest. And it's okay to do nothing. That was every time I start feeling guilty, I'm like, Pauline, it's okay to do nothing today. Because I
Yes.
know me, I'm gonna work. So if I give myself a half a day to do nothing, it's okay. So I choose me is just it's okay to say no. It's okay to rest, and it's okay to do nothing and still feel productive.
I'm
Yeah.
clapping for you because that part right there, that was a big hurdle.
It was a hurdle.
But you leaped that thing. You leaped
Because
it.
I would get depressed. I would get depressed if I woke up and did nothing. And I'm like, oh Lord, I done wasted my whole day. But in reality, I was able to rest. I was able to, because I'll be go, 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 go. And for me, it's hard for me not to see myself on the go. When I'm not on the go, I feel like I'm being disobedient to myself or whatever it is. So it's okay to not be on the go 24/7. Like, I gotta rest. Even God rest on the Sabbath. Like, he rested. Why, why shouldn't I rest? So that was eye-opening for me. That was very helpful.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's going to free someone right there about the rest because it
Yeah.
is hard to rest when you are an
Mm.
overachiever and a doer. You think you're being
Yeah.
lazy. And so when you
Yeah.
rest, you be like,
Yes.
and then you sitting there trying to rest, but you're thinking about all the things you need to
Yes.
do. So you're not even really resting
Your
when you
mind
claim your.
going. Yes, because I was like, oh, I'm not disciplined. I'm lazy.
We went through a lot, but you,
And then
you,
I
you.
even remember one year my word was discipline. Because I was like, and other people look at me, they're like, what do you mean you're working on discipline? They couldn't believe it. But in my mind, oh, I rested, so I'm not disciplined. I did this, so I'm not.
I remember you taking me back. I'm telling you, this is that's so good. That's going to free somebody because most of the time we burn out is because we're not taking rest.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how you got there because you wasn't taking your periods of rest.
Yep.
And we talk about God being king of women, like, yeah, that's why the Sabbath, because he had rest, like he said,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good. Like
And it
that
was
was bad, and
good.
it was good. I'm gonna take this nap, and then we back.
And
And
he didn't
so
feel no guilt about it.
I think also, and this would help us as entrepreneurs and just women in leadership, period, leading homes, leading businesses, and leading their families, it would be scheduling it. Remember how I talked about you got to prepare for if you want. So I'm on a sabbatical, but I prepared for it. Like if
Yeah.
we want to take extended periods of rest, then we
Mm-hmm.
got to plan for those things. Because
Mm-hmm.
of the type of brains we have, overachievers, we would then we can relax in the rest. I guess that's where I'm getting to. So if you want to plan periods of rest, you got to plan for them ahead of time
Mm-hmm.
where you're going to feel comfortable on your rest or on your sabbatical to not feel stressed about the things that you normally would be if you
Mm-hmm.
weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I
Mm-hmm.
really got to a point that I'd be trying to prepare my brain for what I would want in those periods so I can really, when I am sitting down doing nothing, not think about nothing else because I didn't already covered all the bases, or at least the ones that would stress me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really going to be good. And we talked a lot about mindset. I remember you had me come speak to your lockpreneurs, and we
Mm-hmm.
did that mindset thing. And that's even where I met Tia as a client from there. But mindset is so important. It's the mental load that we carry. I start showing you AI tricks, and we're gonna get some help in these streets. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna turf some responsibilities off
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah. You gonna do that.
we
Now
gonna get your
that's one
schedules
thing you
together.
gonna do. You in that schedule. That colorful calendar.
Tia said the same thing about the calendar. I'm just trying to tell you, it saves things when that calendar is right. People are tended to, so am I. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't have older kids, but guess what? Tia said something that I think is going to be important for us as our kids get older. She put them into the Google Calendar, so therefore they schedule into her calendar.
Mm. Yep. I'll
Yeah,
definitely
so
do that when they get to that stage. Oh
listen,
Lord.
won't that be nice?
I ain't
Okay,
looking forward to it because these kids be trying to do everything. I'm like,
everything, all types of activities. That's why we had the color code. So I think that's so good. So as we start to wind down, here's the big question: what advice would you give to a woman that's been in your shoes of encouragement or some type of piece of advice would you give her for choosing herself coming from where you've been to where you are?
mm. Whew. Um, I would say don't hesitate to choose yourself because a lot of times we're afraid of change because we're afraid of how other people will receive our change, or how other people will react to our change. But the thing is, when you're changing and doing something positive for yourself, whatever you're doing, sometimes it has that trickle effect on other people, and it causes other people to start being more mindful about what they need to be doing and how they need to be showing up. So I would say, even though change is scary and we don't know how people around us will act, and sometimes we don't want to change for fear of losing people, I understand it's scary, but do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, not only you benefit, the other people around you, if they choose to support you and go that direction, they benefit as well.
Mm.
Because one thing I tell people, as I heal, other people around me heal. If I'm not healing, sometimes it's hard for others to heal. And sometimes if you're like a leader in the community, you're the leader in your home, you're the leader in your family, people are looking to you. So when you start doing the work, it gives them courage, it gives them motivation, it gives them just a blueprint to start doing the work themselves.
Ooh, it's like putting up a mirror and helping them. And you are the first, meaning like we are the first
Hmm.
domino. So when we start the chain, it
Yeah.
becomes a ripple.
Yeah,
Ooh,
because
that's
I
gonna
mean,
free
let's be
somebody.
honest. Black women don't know how to rest, don't know how to, we're terrible with just taking care of ourselves because we're busy taking care of everybody else. So when we start doing the work and our kids see it, our friends, our, parents, family members and stuff, folks will start falling in line.
Ooh, that's so good. It leaves me for a pause. So, any other thoughts you would want to give the audience before we jump into how we can contact you? What have you been up to? Any other advice? So, you've coached with
Mm,
me for years. You've
mhm.
shown people the work from money, from family, from schedules, mindset shifts. Like, we've done a lot. Any
Yeah.
closing words you would like to leave my audience with as far as anything? I'm not
Yeah.
even gonna.
Um, I would just say show up for yourself. Show up, show up, show up. I don't care how scary it may seem, show up. And I would say get in a community, get coaching. It is, people underestimate the importance of coaching. When you look at successful people, when you look at athletes, students, people who go through and go get a PhD, all these people have some type of coach, some type of mentor, somebody helping them along the way. And I know it's so easy in our culture to feel like, well, I can just YouTube, I can just, look this up, or I'll be okay because I know the steps. If we knew the steps, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in. So getting a coach is so important. not just for your mindset, but for every area of your life. Because y'all hear Janine talking about the wheel of life. Like when you start working on one area of your life, it's just that domino effect. It starts working in other areas of our lives as well. And sometimes we can't see um, sometimes we can't see outside that frame, and that's what that coach is for. There are so many times I'm stuck in my head, and Janine's able to look out and be like, okay, let's let's get your mind right, let's get you where you need to be, because sometimes we can't see outside of that frame. So having a coach or a mentor really helps with that. So show up for yourself, get a coach, get into communities, because at the end of the day, it's difficult to thrive without support, and a community provides amazing support. That's one thing I had to do along my journey as well, just making sure I get in community and stay connected. So that's what I would that would be
So
my advice.
community is good. I definitely agree with that. Everything you said, showing up for yourself first, and then showing up for the people who need you after that. But you
Hmm.
matter. I think for me, it was really big of learning that I matter.
Hmm.
Sometimes when we're in the mommy hat or the leader hat, we're so used to, well, they need me, they need me, they need me. And that's how self neglect happens, because you push yourself back further.
Hmm.
And sometimes when you hit burnout, it's the wall. It's the wall of, now I don't have no choice but to rest. I don't have no choice but to deal with what's in front of me. And when we get to a point of unpacking, as you said, and as I tell you, purge will no longer serve you.
Hmm.
You can take on more when you know your capacity. So if it's
Yeah.
still too high, we got to bring it down, and we
Hmm.
got to water ourselves. And sometimes it's being in mutual communities. And what I mean by mutual communities, it's not for you to be there to lead people, it's for you to be amongst people who you can water each other.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
that's where we struggle, is because we're so used to caregiving that we'll go in spaces and feel like we got to give, but sometimes you have to go into those communities to be poured into.
Hmm.
And that will help you still show up for yourself, because you need help and support too, as you said. Like, we need support,
Yep.
but are you asking for it?
We don't ask.
We don't ask it.
We
We
don't
gotta have
ask.
people see you like, you need some help.
That's
Come
what
on
I'm
over here.
saying. So if you're not an asker,
Uh-huh.
you need to have a coach or a mentor who isn't gonna wait for you to ask. They just gonna see you and know something's up. Hey, let's talk. I see, because you used to always tell me during our coaching calls, I see your mind. Although I wasn't saying anything, you'd be like, all right, I see you thinking, I see you processing, I see your mind moving. And so that's what that coach, that mentor is for, because I'm not good with always asking. And it's because I don't want to bother people. And it's because I think I can get it done quicker, faster, better sometimes, I hate to say it, but and then if you want something done, what they say, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So I'm trying to, you've been helping me with all of that, because at the end of the day, I'm just one person. And we have to know when it's time to take off the cape. I think even Superman took off the cape sometimes, right?
Yes,
And
he
and
did.
rested.
Yes, he did.
He
I
he
say burn
wasn't
that cape.
flying
You don't
all over
even need it.
Gotham all the time. So we need to know when to take off the cape and just let somebody support us and carry us. And if you don't want, if you're not ready just to get in the community, start with a coach or a mentor to kind of help you with that.
Mm. I think that's so good. As I said, get in a chair, get in someone's chair and
Hmm.
unpack. I had multiple coaches at one point. I think one year I had like 4 coaches at one time. They were all helping me with different areas of my life,
Yeah.
one for business, one for this, one for that. And so I call it investments. Before, I used to look at it from what most people who haven't had coaches yet as, oh, that's money I'm spending. What I learned is, when I invest in getting their blueprint, and when I invest in learning their struggles and getting their strategies, it makes me go faster, because they've already lived it. They've already learned the blueprint. I'm going to take
Hmm.
your blueprint and run with it, because a
Mm.
lot of what I coach you are things that I had to learn from experiencing them
Yeah.
for myself, right? When you talk about nurturing your relationship, I'm divorced. So, like, those are things that I tell people. It's the blueprint. When you nurture what you have in a different capacity,
Mm-hmm.
you learn things along the way. And when you can show up for your people and just give, ooh, this is the message that I think I'm going to get right in with, is you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. You never asked me about relationship advice. It was just me looking at you as a whole person.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we would look at ourselves in fractionated things, right? When we wear the Superwoman cape, or am I dealing with work, or am I dealing with the thing? Like, you are a whole being.
Yeah.
And you never know who's watching. When I say that, is all the things that has happened to you, which even for you in your own coaching, in your own business,
Mm-hmm.
there is going to be people who need you. So a lot of times when we're going through these things, we're wondering, why did I
Mm-hmm.
experience these things? Is so you can show up for your people.
Yeah.
And so there's someone who's going to watch this now or listen to this on a replay, and they're upset about the things they're going through in life, but not knowing that those things happen for them, not to them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a way that you can maximize what you've been through.
Yeah.
Because for you as a lockpreneur, what you're going to get ready to get into is you're stepping from behind the chair. And so you went through so many things just coming into your space.
Ooh, child.
And
People
how
pleasing was one of them. Woo! People pleasing. Ooh, child.
And now you showing your lockpreneur group. This is why I'm bringing this full circle, because you brought me into your community, your
Mm-hmm.
lockpreneur community, to talk
Mm-hmm.
about mindset work, because you recognized in your field that was something that was lacking. But I would have never known that if I never showed up. So there are things for the person who's watching or listening that they don't even recognize who's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And they see that there's a need. But if you don't share what you can offer,
Yep.
how is that need going to be met for the people that need you? So go
Yeah.
on and close us out. What are you up to? What's your social handles? Talk to us. What's going on?
Um, so I have two social handles for my coaching, business coaching, and lock page is Entoi Beauty, ENTOI Beauty. And I started a podcast this year, y'all, with the help of Janine. Let me tell you, she's multifaceted. Okay, I'll be getting in there. She'll be like, "Oh, I can help you with this. Oh, we're gonna do this. Oh, girl, go." So I was doing the most before starting my podcast, because I just felt like I needed all the T's crossed. Janine said, just get started. Record this video today and get started. And baby, I had not stopped recording since. So my podcast is the Next Level Her podcast on all platforms, YouTube and so forth. Yeah, so those are the two handles, and Entoi Beauty on all platforms as well. I do have I will be a speaker at a conference coming up in July 23rd through the 25th in Arizona. It's the All In conference, so I'm really excited about that. And then I have summer intensive trainings for locticians this summer, June and July as well. So yes, got a lot of moving parts.
She know what to do, so I don't even have to say anything. I know she know how to make her will of life be right in scheduling, and we talk about that all the time. This is all
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. So just to recap, she has a podcast, so we're gonna make sure we support her there. We're gonna also
Yeah.
support her on her lockpreneur page,
Mm-hmm.
and as she said, she has some intensives coming up. And what else did you say? Did I miss anything else? You got your intensives.
The
Oh, you're
the
speaking.
all in the all in conference in July. Mm-hmm.
I'm just so proud. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. That's why I'm quiet.
And listen, the reason why I'm not even a speaker. I tell people I'm not a speaker, but Janine be like, show up and it will get done. Okay. So I'm showing up. They asked me to speak. I said, oh, okay. I was scared, but
Remember,
I
we
said
got your
yes.
first speech together. I'm just saying, you doing big things. They need to understand. We work together to help each other, and this is
Mm-hmm.
going to ripple. And so I just want to thank you so much for coming to Intentional Queen podcast. Number two, I want to thank you for it's just sharing your testimony. I think it's so
Mm.
important for people to hear success stories, not just about coaching, but just in life, of where you
Yeah.
started with burnout to all the breakthroughs that
Mm.
you had, and how you showing up. You know, your overwhelm score must be down because your productivity is booming. Do you hear me? You just called out
Yes.
a lot of things that you're getting ready to do for the summer. And like I said, we carry many hats.
Mm-hmm.
So as we close out, guys, I just want to thank you. I want to tell you what we have coming up. So this is the I Choose Me Queen series where I am having past clients come on. So make sure you check out Tia. You got Pauline who dropped here, and I got some things coming down the pipe for you. You also know I have the I Choose Me Bootcamp. It's the 90-day coaching experience. We have 2 levels, level 1 and level 2. Level 2 allows you to have more intimate coaching with me. This here, you go to coachjanine.com to book and apply, because listen, we are already booming. The cohort is going. Women are winning already. I want to see you there. We are rebuilding confidence. We are beating burnout and overcoming overwhelm. And we're getting personalized roadmap. As Pauline already said, I'm going to break all those things down because I want to see you win. So if you are struggling with anything that we talked about today, then you need to go ahead and do that. This will be streaming on all major platforms. So make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel at Janine R. Huff. You make sure you follow me on all my social media handles, either at Intentional Queen Journey or Janine R. Huff, because I want to see you win. And if you want that community, if you want to get the positive sexy talk checklist, the free burnout gift, then you want to go to what you see here on the screen, intentionalqueenjourney.com, and sign up to our list and get into our Bloom community. So all the things that we talked about that we want to do to see you win, these are the steps. So once again, follow us on our social media pages. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. And if you're ready to get into a community, come to intentionalqueenjourney.com and sign up to be in the Bloom community. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. You know, I just can't believe we're over 20,000 downloads and well over 100 episodes now. We are doing big things. And this is what I was telling Pauline from her starting her podcast. You may start off small, but it becomes a ripple effect. We are now global. When I say we're in Africa, we're in India, we're in other places, I'm just blessed that you guys keep showing up for me and listening. So that means that this message is reaching the masses. And so show up is the message that Pauline is leaving us with today. Show up. Okay.
Show up.
And make sure that you check out all her social media handles and subscribe and follow her podcast as well. We're going to get ready to close this thing up, saying level up your intentional queen to a better you. This is Coach Janine signing out.